Let's get this plugged in case I need some battery life. All right, let's bring this down a little bit. Hey, how's it going, Mars? All right. Okay, so just want to welcome everyone to another episode of RG22 Outdoor Adventures, and I haven't forgotten about my long videos. So I am kind of finishing up the editing on this one and kind of making the video. And so I'm finishing up the editing on this one. So this is the next long video. And this is a dive and pull. And I know I know you guys were asking for a spinner on the back of a crankbait, but I've tried multiple times. And unfortunately, this spinner kills the action of any lure I've tried. This one actually did a little bit of wiggling before the spinner. When I put the spinner on, it does no wiggling. So basically, it's just a dive and pull. So that's all this is going to be. But you guys will see the painting. All right. So just want to let you guys know I haven't forgotten about you guys. One more lure to show you. One more before we get painting. I'm also experimenting with aluminum lips. And this one's got a clevis, kind of like the Lee Lure Pelagics and whatchamacallit, the Supernatural big baits. And this is definitely a big bait. It's over 12 inches long. Weighs quite a bit, and it should be good for trolling. Aluminum, yeah, they do. But all right. So let's get started. I'm gonna crack open one of my beers for my Canadian viewers. All right, so here's the lure. The difference you see here, it's like one of my old ranch heads. I have that, and then it's an aluminum diving lip. So I've got it all pre-painted, sanded. I probably spent 2 days worth of sanding and epoxy and everything on it. I'm going to paint I'm going to try to do, it's going to be a wicked pearl white on the body. Then up over the back, I'm going to have olive with some olive stripes and maybe some black in the background. I don't know yet. Obviously the gill details that I do all the time, and then a chartreuse belly. And then gold scales will go over all of that. Okay. Like I said, it's about the same. It lasts just as long. I think this is just something different to try. And I guess a lot of the big Canadian lures that bang into rocks, aluminum is the way to go. So that's why I did it. Okay, so let's get some wicked pearl white. So this one will probably take me a little while to do. All right. Okay, here we go. We're going to get started now. Hopefully we don't mess this up. And I'm also playing around with UV curing epoxy too. So that's what this, I have probably 5 or 6 coats of UV epoxy that I've sanded all the imperfections out, and it really looks really good. That's funny. Chicago is Canada's Miami, even though it's really nowhere near Canada. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay, can you guys see this now? All right. Okay, well, we got the first coat of paint on, our Wicked Pearl White. Let's get that dried off so we can start adding our other colors. Okay. Okay, so I think the next color we're going to do is I'm going to try to mix an olive. So I have some Wicked Apple Green. I've never used this color before. And then I'm going to mix a little bit of burnt umber, see if we can't make a olive colored paint. I'm going to grab a cup, we'll get it mixed, and once it's all mixed, we'll put it in the airbrush. All right, throw a little bit of thinner in here. See if we can't mix a nice olive color. And this is going to be used on Lake St. Clair in September, along with some bigger lures that I'm going to have painted. Okay, so let's throw some green in there. We're going to mix up enough so if I need to use more, I can. And then some burnt umber. Let's see what color we get. Hopefully I didn't use too much of it. Too much brown. Actually, it doesn't look half bad. Oh, a splash of orange. I could put it on the head, like part of a head accent color. Maybe a background color. Might work. Let's try it. Let's try some fluorescent orange on there too. So maybe we'll do a fluorescent orange right across here. What do you guys think? Right here. Right there. Okay, head. Okay, we'll do it as a head. All right, so let me get that color out so we can use that later too. Wonder if I should add a little bit of some Wicked metallic bronze, add some metallic to the paint. No, my Wicked orange. Is this it? Yep. Okay, Wicked fluorescent orange is out now. Copper. Yeah. Let's do that. Do I have copper? I'm kind of running out of colors. I need to buy more. The ones that I always use. Okay, we are out of copper. Okay, so it's either gold or bronze. And I'm choosing gold. Let's put some gold in there. We'll add a little bit of metallic. Oh, wow. That does it. Look at that. That does it right there. That does it right there. That is really nice. Nice and metallic. Let's spray this. We got it. Let's get this airbrush cleaned. All right. Ooh, I should have mixed up more. That's all right. Okay. Here we go. I didn't. But we'll get it. All right, here we go. We kind of thinned it out too much. Let's dry that off. Shit. Well, we got some fixing to do. So far, not too shabby. I think that'll be a good Lake St. Clair color. Oh, that's from a lead weight. Trying to cast a cast net. Had it wrapped around my shoulder and, well, the net went, the weight went around. Wish I had a better story. Okay. Oops, we're out. We need more. Okay. I did a bunch of apple green, about 5 drops of the burnt umber. No, it wasn't her. It was some lead weights from a cast net. Sorry. I've never cast one before. Oh, we gotta do this to make this thicker. All right. Let's dry this off. Let's make this thicker. Since you brought it up. Well, I don't know if you guys saw my one video, one of my shorts about a flathead catfish. The streams I've been fishing lately with my float rod, I've been catching a lot of flathead catfish. So I wanted to start learning how to use a cast net, so that way I can catch shad and catch bigger ones and some hybrid striped bass. We're going to thicken this up by a lot. You can see the cool thing about this is if we don't mix it right, it's going to look really flash, like color shifty. So let's mix this up until we get that color. Ooh, come on. Mix, 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 mix. I want a little bit darker. We'll add a little bit more gold. Yes, I did. Actually, you know what? The rod didn't break like I thought it did. What happened was, so the rod is an integrated bamboo ferrule rod tip over butt. And when you plane your 6 strips out, you then take one of the triangles on all 6, and you plane it down to just the power fibers. And those power fibers act as your ferrule. And we went way too much. And no, actually we didn't. And it was the silk thread with the 10 or 12 coats of spar that cracked. So it was the spar that I heard crack, and not the ferrule itself. That was an old rod. I'd be heartbroken if that actually broke. Like, I'd be really heartbroken if that broke. So I think I'm gonna probably end up retiring the rod and just enjoy it for what it is, or maybe rewrap it and go from there and have a new rod out of it and get rid of all the silk thread. And maybe do two layers of wraps instead of just one layer of wrapping. Always options. Shoot, oh well. Oh, that's much better. Look how much better that turned out. Would you guys want to see that? Would you guys want to see a rod wrapping video? I've done those. I've done rod wrapping videos, but nobody's watched them. I did one for replacing a guide on a musky rod, and then I did a rod repair on a G Loomis GLX. I'm gonna redo that with some white. Actually, you know what? It looks the same on both sides. Let's keep it because it'll be covered. There we go. How do you guys like that? Maybe. Would you want to see it as a live or would you want to see it as a regular video? Because I have a Cabela's blank that I could do an entire video on. This is an old musky rod blank or rod that I completely stripped down to bare graphite, and that's from a Cabela's Bass Pro Shops rod. The rod itself cost like 50 bucks when I bought it. It's a musky rod, so maybe I can do that if you guys want to see that. I'll just get the components and I can start wrapping it and showing how I do stuff. So if you guys want to do that, I can do that too. All right, let's get this dried off. I think I'm gonna do the stripes. Yeah, we'll do the stripes. Okay, we can do that too. All right. All right. Okay. So I think I'm going to do the stripes in the same color that the top part of the lure is. Or should I do them in black? I'll let you guys decide. And here goes the Jeopardy song. Black or that olive color for the stripes? I'm thinking olive color. Yeah, I'm thinking olive color. And I've got a really cool template I could use too. Rod building from the bottom up. Ooh. That's interesting. Maybe. Okay. I should probably have you guys edit my videos too. You guys are doing a good job. All right. Where's my template? Shit. I had one. Where'd it go? I have this stuff ready to go when I do these videos. All right. Where did it go? Boy, I'm losing my mind here. Where did my mind go? Where did it go? All right, I guess we're gonna make one. Let's just make one. Let's make one. Let's find something to make a template. Oh, there it is. Got it. We're gonna use this one. And also black is also an olive color. Okay. We will do olive. And we're just going to go boom, boom, boom with the, sorry, olive color. Okay. And what would be cool is if I could take a brush and maybe do some stippling inside the olive with black. So let's get this halfway here. Okay, here, right there, halfway with the eye. So where that little hole is in the eye socket, we'll put that there. Line it up with the bottom, and that way as I line it up with the bottom, we're good to go. Okay, let's do that. All right, and this is just a simple, and what's going to happen is when we do the gills, that first gill is going to go over that, over this, and it'll give it a lot of depth. But maybe I'll put a coat of UV resin over it, and then we'll play with some UV lights. What do you guys think? Okay, so there we go. Let's let that dry. And then we'll take this and maybe put it over halfway, like so. Ah, fudge. We got to dry each one as we go, so sorry about that. Okay, let's dry each one as we go. Oh, that's even better, darker. Yeah, I'd like to add fish to my lures too. Oh, there's one more thing, you guys. If you guys are buying lures on Amazon, I will tell you what not to buy. Do not, whatever you do, I forget the name of these lures, but if you see them, I don't think, unless I'm using the wrong gear, they didn't swim worth a darn. And yeah, wouldn't, I'm not even going to paint on them anymore unless I try some ultralight tackle, which is probably what they're for. But yeah, if you're going to use regular, I wouldn't buy these. But I'll try them again. All right, let's start painting. Let's get back on topic now. Okay. I made it myself. And those are from the template of the stripe for my big perch lure. Let's go over this one again. Come down a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Let's dry that off. And we'll put another one on. Template of the dog. That's what this is. You know, that would be a cool, that would be a cool name for a business if you were going to make templates for this stuff. Like if you had a laser printer or something and you were able to print like one of those crickets or whatever, and you can print out all these templates. You can call your company Template of the Dog. That is an awesome name. I like it. Okay, let's do this again so you guys can see. There we go. See, I don't have the ideas. I really don't have much of the skills to apply them either. Like, I still haven't even thought of a name for any of these lures. But as you know, when we paint these, we always have something simple in mind, but we always tend to take it one step further. Darn it. Thought this was dry. We may end up going black in here too. Stippling black in. Well, is that the name of this lure? It probably will be, won't it? St. Clair Dump. All right, that's as good as it's going to get. Now, I usually don't do that with these templates. Go over the stripe with them. Just because of this reason. But we'll do the other side we'll do it a lot better. Or I just need more beer in me, one of the two. It's beer o'clock somewhere. All right, let's see if we can get this again. The good thing is I think the scales will help drown all those mistakes out. We went way too far. I think what I did, let's see. Oh yeah, okay. That's what I did. All right. Okay, we're gonna do the other side. Now I gotta do the other side exactly like this. Okay. There we go. All right. Hey, James, thanks a lot, man. Doing great. Doing great. Just painting some lures. Trying to see if there's anything else I can paint for you guys. If you guys want to see another one. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. Okay. Hey, thanks, Mars. Oh yeah, one more thing, you guys. Probably what's going to be. Damn it! Went too close. Oh well. Anyways, let me show you guys. I have a feeling I might be redoing this lure. I don't know if you guys have ever seen. I'm sure you guys have seen the Piscifun Alajoses. Here's one that is on this. I mean, look at the magnetic on this box. This is a real, like the Alajos. I'm going to do a review video on this. I'm going to do a box opening and everything, but I mean, I just got to get the other reel out of my boat. But I mean, look at this thing. For $69. Less than 70 bucks. You got this 300 series reel, this low profile reel. I'll see how it works. Put some line on and cast it and whatnot and do a review on it. But yeah, this is going to be another video, upcoming video, when I get started on it. But I mean, look at this box. So that'll be the next one. That was from Amazon. All right, let's keep going. Let's get this dried off. I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Can you believe the box? Like, for that price, you get a box like that. And the reel comes in styrofoam, really nice and padded and protected. Kind of like a super high-end reel. So I want to get the Alajos out, my Alajos out, and my Piscifun, and kind of see how they are apples to apples. I can't compare that to my Tranks. All right, here we go. Hate when it does that. Oh, getting really frustrated here. Well, I'm getting really, really frustrated by this. You know what? We're redoing it. I don't like it. I would never. No, don't like it. I'm not doing this. We're redoing it. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go throw some spray paint on here. We'll get it to dry, and we'll get started again. I'm sorry. I can't go on with all these mistakes. So I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Now we're going to let this dry for a few minutes. So just bear with me. Okay. And to answer this question, if you were looking at lures and you were going to buy one, would you buy one that was like that? I certainly wouldn't. And I couldn't sell it. I could never consciously sell it to somebody like that. So can't do it. I'm not going to do this on TV. I appreciate your guys' it's looking good, but yeah, I am my own worst critic. I'll put another coat on, get rid of all this. The things the average person couldn't see. It just didn't go with my vision, so sorry guys. Okay. Boy, I haven't done that in a long time, have I? Screwed up on a lure and had to redo it on TV. Well, you know, you guys have really forced me to up my game. At one time, I would have been extremely happy with that. You know, at one time, I'd be extremely happy with that lure, but you know, now after doing all these videos, shoot, I'm not happy with it at all. So I'm going to start over. Make sure this is all good and dry. Get the airbrush cleaned out. Do the liquid pearl white again. And then we got it. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like that. I mean, you are your own worst critic and harshest critic, but there's got to be something somewhere where you just can't be satisfied with something that's mediocre. And to me, that was mediocre for me. You guys have really made me up my standards and up my game. So I'm going to blame you guys on this one. But it's a good blame, so don't worry about it. And if it wasn't for you guys being here watching me make these videos, I probably wouldn't be where I am with my lure making like I am right now. I like Canada. I'm not going to blame it on Canada. I like Canada. Many, 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 many years ago when I was a young kid, I wanted to live in British Columbia and be a trout bum on the rivers down there or up there. All right, let's do this. Let's get this sprayed. So the happy little accidents underneath all this white. A little bit more. Let's do a little bit more on there. Russia isn't a bad band. But I wanted to live on the banks of a river and just be a fishing bum. That's all I wanted to do. Live in a van and fish every single day. That was ideal for me. I mean, I still want to do it. And what am I now, 50? And I still want to be a fishing bum. But it's hard to do when you have a mortgage and things like that, right? Okay, there we go. All right. Again, first color. I don't know who Matt Foley is. Sorry. All right, first color down. Again, no, this is take 2 of this lure. This is take 2. We are not going to go to take 3, I guarantee that. Okay, I'll let that cool down. I've never really thrown a lure at a wall. I've basically taken my torch and torched it off and torched everything off, the epoxy and everything, all the way down to bare wood, and have started over because I didn't like what happened, or there was a major screw up or something. And that's on one of my own personal lures. I've done that. Okay, let's try this again. Olive. I think maybe I need to do these a lot lighter and let them dry more thoroughly, on top of using maybe a little thicker paint. Oh, so much better. Look at that. So much better. That is much better. Yeah, I like this a lot better. And I think you'll agree. Neil Young. Since we were talking about Rush. Okay, let's keep going with this. Another layer. that'll do it. All right, now we're on to something here. All right, I'm happy now. I'm happy. Let's keep going. Let's find my template. Hopefully I didn't get mad at my template. I didn't. It might be getting mad at me. Let's fix it. There we go. Okay. Ooh, we gotta put this back in the box. Okay. All right. Okay, let's continue on with this. Let's, okay. Still kind of sticky. Hopefully we don't have to touch it. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, guys. There we go. I like that a lot better. It wants all of the glory and none of the blame. Exactly, it doesn't. It wants to blame on the airbrush instead. Let's dry this off. And the blame of the person doing the painting, right? I mean, how can the template be blamed? It's an inanimate object, right? So we can't blame it. We can to make ourselves feel good. Like we did nothing wrong. Okay. We're playing with some wet paint here. Let's do this. Let's just cut this down a little bit more. Okay. So that way we can just bring it to the end, to that point. There. All right, here we go. I'm liking this a lot more. Maybe. But then if they're radioactive, wouldn't they then turn into the Incredible Hulk and be incredible? It'd be hulky flathead catfish. They would be like the Hulk. And you can't land a mad one. Because you know what happens when the Hulk got mad, or Bruce Banner got mad, he turned into the Hulk. And we can't have them like Bruce Banner. They would probably eat all the little catfish in that stream. You're exactly right. So much better. Wouldn't you guys agree? So much better. Okay, there we go. That is much better. Much, much better. Now we got to do this side without messing it up. So let's get this all nice and dry, and that way we can get started on this side. All right, time to do the other side. So let's do that. Shoot. That's where stripe's going anyway, so. And we're gonna have our head go there too. The head details go in there. Oh, good Lord. Fuck that one up. Good thing that's where the HUD's gonna go, because we're gonna get all that painted. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get all this stuff lined up. Shit. Wow, we really fucked that one up. Let's just keep going. Screw this. I'm not. The paint's wet underneath. I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. We're just gonna keep painting, and maybe some of the other details we do, we'll drown them out, and nobody will notice. Okay. Not too shabby. Okay. Much better, guys? I'm thinking so. But we're going to have a lot of painting to do on the head. Lots of painting to do. And the scales and everything like that. So Okay. So there we go. There's one side. There's the other. All right, let's try this off. We're gonna throw some probably clear epoxy over it. Let's do that. Let's put some epoxy over it. Some of my UV epoxy, so we'll play with UV lights. Where's my big bulb? The big bulb is over there. Okay. Now where's my UV epoxy? Oh, damn, lost it. Shit. Oh. All right, guys. Let me epoxy this. It'll be a lot of brushing. Okay. So I have a UV light somewhere. Where'd it go? Oh man, I'm losing my mind. It was plugged in. There it is, right there, okay. Let's get another cup. Thought I took that off. I didn't. Okay. All right, let's put some UV resin on here. It's going to be a lot of painting, so just bear with me. A lot of slow brush strokes. Okay. And then we're going to put the UV light on it and let it cure. Okay, once we do this, there's no turning back with us. We keep going. We're just putting some UV resin on here. I mean, kind of pops. Looks good. Damn it. Look at how it covered up. This isn't looking good, guys. Alright, let's see what this does under UV light. It's partially cured. Not at all. Oh, yeah, good. Wow. Epoxy. Or, I'm sorry, Amazon. We got a bug in it. Jeez. Got it out. Got the lake from Amazon. We're just getting worse and worse with this, guys. Jeez. I think this epoxy likes to be put on thick. It's much easier during the day. Yeah, it's way sticky. Oh, I think we're making some huge mistakes here. It's all right. Let's just put this stuff on thick so we can keep moving. And when I do this, I end up sanding it. Sometimes this UV stuff is a lot harder to work with. I'd almost rather use two-part epoxy. I mean, I can use a 15-minute epoxy this thing up, it's dry, it's done in 15 minutes. Even 5 minutes would be good on this one, on this size lure. But when you got this stuff, and it's really hard to, when you don't have the sunlight to really set it. So I can rotate it outside and let the sunlight do its thing with it. Here you don't have that. I think this stuff sets a lot better with it really caked on there, heavy. And I go from having something that's nearly perfect to wavy finish that I don't like. So I'm just going to sit here and rotate it. So my apologies, everybody, but I made the decision to use this, so I got to stick with it and see it through. Sorry, guys. Oh, this stuff's good for your undercoats, I think, especially when it's sunny out, or if you have a lot of UV lights that you can use, or maybe something that you can put on a rotisserie. I mean, so far, it's looking okay right now. I'm getting freaking bugs on this. Damn. Oh, this is making me mad. Oh, this is really making me mad. All these bugs. Looks like it's already cured. So let's keep this in the light some more. Like I said, I think this stuff needs to be on heavy. That's my guess. If I put a couple more coats on, I can get this sanded down and wet sanded and everything, but I'm not going to do that. Not for this live stream. I mean, this is going to take forever, so it's still wet up here. And I can't do scales until this is completely dry. Or head details or fin details or anything like that. Because scales are next. Scales will be gold with black. Chartreuse underbelly. Maybe I'll just do a black head. And that will just cover everything, all the mistakes. And then I can put some gold with the green, then the orange. Maybe I'll do that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Got mosquitoes in here. The humidity is killing me. Boy, am I complaining. I didn't see anything at Home Depot. But I think I'm okay to do scales now. Don't worry, we're almost there, guys. Well, this stuff doesn't, I think the heavier coats you put on here, the quicker it cures. The thin coats I've put on seem to take a long time to cure. I'm getting some cracking in the paints which I've never had before. Sorry. Much better. It's passing the finger test here, the touch test. Okay. Scale time. All right, guys, let's put some scales on this. I had my scale material right here. Okay. Let's make sure we get this in line with everything here. Very good. Okay. All right, time for some gold scales. So if I were to do this from start to finish on live, all you guys would be doing is sanding, seeing me sand. Sand and epoxy, sand and epoxy, sand and epoxy. And then I start painting. So, all right, let's do this. All the UV epoxy I got was off of Amazon, and here it is right here. I've seen the Engineered Angler use it. I think Marlin Baits has used it. Oh! Boy, that could have got messy in a hurry. We're getting back to painting, so thanks for your patience when I did the UV. That certainly took a long time, and I know I probably took away a lot of time from people, so sorry about that. I was thinking hopefully I'm not taking like 30 minutes of someone's life that they can never get back while they were waiting for that to dry. All right, here we go. We're going to do gold. I wonder if I should do, nah, we're not going to do that. That's just stupid. Let's just paint it gold. Don't worry, I have more of that olive paint. Oh, boy. Okay. You know, someone mentioned, I'm going to do bronze scales. I think bronze scales would be better. Nah, I like gold. We'll do gold. Let's do gold. I know I have a lot of gold in the lure already. Hey, no problem, Mars. I really appreciate that. So let's get this done. Let's get started on this. Damn. Let's thin this out. Boy, sometimes you just don't get the results you want. It just gets kind of frustrating, you know? Should have thinned this out from the beginning. Put a little bit more in. All right. Stir this up. Okay. Well, Mars, you guys have actually pushed me beyond my limits of painting. So many thanks to you too. Oh man, this is frustrating when this paint doesn't want to spray. Something happened here. What the heck? I think we might be cleaning this airbrush. Crap, sorry about that. My looks like the battery on my phone died. So I had to plug it in, let it charge a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. That kind of sucks. I was pretty pissed about that. So kind of embarrassing too. So sorry about that. And you're making your first. Oh, that's awesome. Hopefully we can see that at some point. That'd be great. Okay, let's get this airbrush cleaned. So I did the gold. Gold's all done. I'm kind of heavy. Hopefully, it works. I'm gonna do black on top, and then we'll start on the head. Okay. Okay. Let's put everything back together. All right. Okay, guys. Black. Let's do a little bit of black. So now we're gonna go upwards on the lure like this. Okay? Just on the top here and maybe right along the sides. And you just want to give a hint so we know there's scales. Here, just like that. There. And that should do it. Let's dry this off and we'll do our scale unveil. Well, is it really raining today, this evening? Okay. Oh, I'll have to try that. I've been doing it the old school way for so long. But I'll have to look for one. And here we go. Alright guys. Oh, not bad. Not too shabby. So, there. And there. And looks pretty good. Okay. Let's keep moving on. Okay. Underbelly chartreuse. Okay. Now it's time to do a chartreuse belly. Okay. Here we go. Let's do it. Okay, let's try this off. Let's keep moving. Hey, James, welcome back. All right. Yeah, probably. But they're fun to make. I'm going to dry that off and we'll put another coat on. So there's that so far. Another coat. That'll do the chartreuse. I guess that's maybe what we could call it, a lion perch. It's one of my favorite hobbies. Okay, so there we go. Now I think it's time to do some gills. Put a head on it. Like I said, I was thinking of doing black first, and then going over that in gold, and then adding my olive, and then the orange at the bottom, like Lonesome Fisherman was suggesting. All right, so let's do that. Now I got to figure out what template I'm going to use for the gill. I have this one. We could use this one. But I also have a few others I could use too. I just got to find them. There's the old school one here. The old school one. And there's this one. If I'm going to do fins, I'll use this one. I probably will. You know what? Let's do fins on this. Let's use this one. Okay. And we're going to do black. Then I have the marker. I have the mark that I'm going to use. So that black mark is going to coincide with this right here, that bottom, that back part of the hook hanger. So it's going to look like something like that. Where's that blood coming from? I'm getting my blood on this. Dang. Oh, it's bleeding again. All right. That's where that's coming from. Sorry about that, guys. All right, let's put some black in here. Okay, so we're going to spray the head black. It's going to be two different colors. It'll be black and then gold. Okay. But I'm going to try to keep the, I want to try to see if I can keep the scales showing through. So here we go. Nope, that's not going to happen. Okay. So there we go. Okay. All right. I should come back more. Makes the lure look a little bigger. Okay. So there we go. Let's try that off. I think I'm going to come back a little bit more because the heads look different. So let's make them look kind of the same. We're going to do the front black as well. So I want to go over that in gold. There we go. I like that a lot better. Okay, perfect. And it kind of hit a little bit of the imperfections. Okay, some gold paint will go over the black, and then we'll finish it up with olive and orange. And then obviously we're going to put some accents on there too. I just don't know what we're going to put on yet. Alright, so if anybody's just recently joined, this is the video lure I'm doing on my long video that I'm in the middle of editing. So just a little preview of another lure that I made. That's going to be a video. Alright, gold. We want gold. Everybody likes gold. Fish like gold. People like gold. Everybody likes gold. Well, I can care less about it, but whatever. Okay, here we go. All right, you guys, let's do this. Gold. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mars. I'm definitely using this on St. Clair. Most definitely. This is being used. We're going on a charter in September. I like the depth it has now. I'm really liking the depth that it has. What just happened here? Fudge. Okay. I think that'll do. Okay, I think, all right, there we go. I'm going to put a little bit across the front. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. Olive. Olive across the top. Spritz, and then we'll do some orange. I missed the usual game here. All right. Olive. I gotta do this really light. Oh, let's stir this up. So I've got metallic in there I want to show. There we go. Some gold metallic in there. Okay. That's all we need, just a little bit. Very little. All right, guys, you ready? Let's do this. A lot goes into making these musculars, doesn't it? Okay. So, here we go. Let's get that dried off. Ooh, that looks pretty good. I like how that looks in the light. Look how that looks in the light. You see that olive? There's like a color shift almost. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna go a little bit more on that. There we go. I really like this. Okay. I mean, that looks pretty good. I like that. It's like a gold olive. It really looks really neat. Okay, now we're going to put some orange in it. I was asked to do orange, so I'm going to do orange. Hopefully Mr. Lonesome Fisherman's still on and watching. We're going to do some orange. Okay, orange. And then I'm going to put some black across the top to kind of tie it all together. Okay, orange. Template. Okay, we're going to put some orange right in here. Yep, that was it. Ah, dropsies. Yeah, that completed it right there. I'm glad orange was suggested. There we go. That looks pretty badass. Okay, now I'm going to put some red down here. Make it look like it's bleeding, and then my little red butt. That right there. Some black across the top, black around the eyes, tie it all together. Put some eyes in. Yeah, we'll do some fins. We'll put some fins in it too. Those will be black. So we can do all that at once with the same paint. I'm not going to get fancy with the fins. We're going to keep them basic, simple. All right, guys, let's keep going. Okay, so we're going to thin this black transparent out quite a bit. Reducer in there. More drop. There. Let's mix it all together. And let's put some black across the top. There we go. Some black right across the front. There. Let's put some black in here. In the eyes. Try it all out. Okay. So there we go. I'll take the back. We'll take that back tape off. Okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're getting there. Just a little bit more. Okay, fins. Let's do some fins. Okay. There's one fin. Let's put our second fin on. Okay. There's the fins. I think maybe we'll just leave them like that. Let's add the rays. I decide we're adding rays. That's for the gills. Need a straight edge. That might work. All right. Okay. So okay, there we go. There's a fin. Let's put another one on. There we go. Okay, fins are done. Put a little bit of white accent there, and then we'll do the red. Time for some red or white. I want to drop a white. Okay. Just a little bit of white. And now some red. Red will be for the gills, like the bleeding gills. Okay. First we'll do the red traditional dot that everybody likes. Okay, there. Now it's time to do the red gills. So I'm just going to use one of my old diving lip templates. Kind of works perfect right there. Look at that. And then we'll just go right across the top here. Just like that. Same thing over here. Okay, there we go. There's our bleeding gills. And let's put a little bit of blood over here. There. And let's just put a little bit of blood over here too. Screw it. This is it. Okay. Let's put the eyes on. And then I got to autograph it. So there we go. Okay, so eyes. I know I normally have you guys choose the eyes for me. The 1/2 inch. I'm probably leaning towards the silver. Okay, so I've got some super glue. We'll put a small little dab of super glue on. Let's cut that off. Okay. Puts a small dab of super glue on. Oh, allergies. Okay. All right, let's put the eye in there. There we go. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? That looks like a pretty darn good fishing lure. Okay, so there we go. I really like this. Let's take this off since we're not painting anymore. There we go. Looks nice and clean. We're going to take this off, unveil the aluminum lip for you guys. Okay. And let's get this signed so it dries. Let's dry that off. So when I put the epoxy on, it doesn't run. Actually, we're going to put a clear coat over it, or an in-between coat, or whatever they call it. Okay, so there we go. There's a lure. There we go. Pretty cool, isn't it? I think that looks pretty good. I like it. All right, let's put our in-between coat on. This will be a glossy clear. And this is going to go on before we put the epoxy on, for the UV. When's this one going on? 2 hours. Wow. We gotta get this good and clean, because I don't want any other colors showing through this stuff. Pretty heavy on this, so there'll be a couple coats. Got it all thinned out now. And this is it. We're in the home stretch. Let's put some tape around that lip so I don't damage it any more than I have. And here we go. Okay. And there we go. All right. So there we are. All right. Let's all right, well, here it is right here. Here's the lure. It's finished. Now it's time to put on the UV epoxy and let it cure, so that'll take me a while. So what I'm going to do is I am going to call it a night. In the video, say thank you very much for all the people that were viewing, all the people that commented and that stuck around, and hopefully you all enjoyed the video. Hopefully maybe one or two of you painted along, and we'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, I haven't forgot about my long videos. This is I'm in the process of editing the video for this lure. Boy, I gave you guys a lot of previews on that one, didn't I? All right, so you all have a great night and have a great day. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, if you like this video, to like it and subscribe to the channel, and you can see more content, and I'm going to put more up. So we'll see you all later. Have a great day. Have a great evening.